Louise King, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
For anybody who doesn't know Louise, she is the co-founder of Herbalism for Hair with Kai Wilson. She owns a salon called Wilderness Hair, and we are going to talk today about Louise's ideas for the future of the industry, for why she thinks herbalism hair is a good idea and why we all need to be using it. So Louise, please take it away and let us know just exactly what is herbalism for hair and how and why you think it's a good idea.
Yeah, so thank you for having me. There's so much to talk about. Yeah. Herbalism for hair is something that I've created. That's something that's come out of my love-hate relationship for the industry. I I love making people feel great, but I'm not ashamed to say I don't like the industry. I can find it quite toxic at times and quite bombarding. I'm 36 now, and I've worked as a hairdresser since I was 14 as a Saturday girl. And I guess I got bored. I got bored with the same stuff being churned out with different wrapping over and over and over again. And I felt I was growing out of my time as a hairdresser because it just wasn't fulfilling me. And I fell pregnant with twins. And in that journey, I started to I knew it was going to be my last pregnancy because I'd had two previous. And I was really aware of what I was putting into my body because I was diagnosed with gestational diabetes. And I was able to control the diabetes through food and herbs, basically, where I didn't have to take insulin, which was, it was like, that was probably a big start point. I realised the power of nature. I was eating fruit, vegetables, and herbs, and I was able to protect my babies and myself by using nature, basically things that were coming from the land.
Whoa, so you were
And
inspired by the way you were eating to create
yeah,
these new shampoos.
yeah,
That's incredible. Okay, so tell me how.
and and then from then, I guess I went vegan, and then once you go vegan, I don't know whether people on here that are going to be listening will know where I'm coming from if they start their vegan journey. You start to it opens up a door, like Pandora's box. Basically, it's a rabbit hole of, oh, hang on a minute, what am I actually putting into my body? And once I got the food right, it then started to question chemicals, and it frightened me a lot to look at these chemicals that I've been working with for, at that time, 18 years, breathing in on a daily basis, putting them onto my hands, putting them onto clients, and never ever questioning what I was working with, because I was just phased by this shiny bottle. Oh, that's going to work and it's going to make her look like Cheryl Cole. That's great. Do you know what I mean? Or, my boss at the time was constantly like target, target, target. So I never guess I really had the time to question what I was using. So that's where it started. When it started, I was horrified to know that some of these chemicals work where some are banned now, but had previously worked where I'd breathed in or put onto my scalp, and I started to look at the body, and now our skin is not waterproof, especially our scalps, and it frightened me. I left hairdressing. I actually left hairdressing. I just couldn't work there no more. I felt like I'd been lied to. I felt like we were never raised to question anything. And I missed it incredibly. I missed the touch of other humans. I missed healing people. I missed when I realised I was a healer, which we all are, when we touch someone and have the ability to make somebody feel absolutely incredible. We are healers. We didn't even know that. We've never been told that that's what we are. That's an incredible power. We are. We have the ability to turn someone's day around. Not a lot of people can say that in their industry. And that's what I missed. And I really, really craved the touch of another human being and to feel hair running through my hands. So I had to think of a way of coming back to the industry that I felt comfortable in doing. And when I was pregnant, my nan was a huge teacher in my life, and she taught me the art of self-healing. So she would always make medicine for us when we were ill. Always. She would never turn to Western medicine. And everything had a bit of whiskey in it or a bit of brandy as well. But little simple things, from like when you're pregnant and you want to dry your milk up, she would come down and she would be like cabbages in your bra, or down to a splinter when I was a little girl, which was a bit of sugar and water with a plaster to draw it out, but that would then draw poison out. So then I was learning to make poultices and stuff like that. And if we had coughs or respiratory, it was eucalyptus, it was honeys, and all that just started flooding back to me. And I thought, well, I know how to do this medicine wise. Could I do it for hair and make products using these techniques, but with plants and stuff that had already healed me? So I started to look at products that I could not live without. And I was reading the ingredients, and a lot of them use plants. So I would just then look at the plant and look at the DNA structure of the plant and go, well, how can I extract that and put it onto hair? And that's how it all just sort of fell into place.
That's incredible, Louise. And so tell me, did you go straight from being out of the industry back to opening your own salon, or?
So I left the industry when I was pregnant and when I went on maternity leave, and I stayed off for 2 years. And I I actually didn't, in my head, I'd left this industry and I needed something to feel good, because that's exactly what we are. We're givers. So I opened up a vegan cafe.
No way.
And I tried to go into hospitality. Oh my God. Our industry's hard, but that is on another level. Like hungry vegans, they're just like another, that's like a monster. I didn't get the fulfillment that I wanted out of it. But I met some incredibly amazing people that helped me on my journey as well, because I would start, saying, oh, I'm a hairdresser by trade. Always told everybody. So my love for hairdressing was still there. And then when I come back hairdressing, like, I got rid of the cafe after 11 months. I hated it. Oh my God, I hated it so much. We sold it, and I went back, and I think like the next day I just started up my Instagram and was like to my husband, I'm going to go back hairdressing. And he was like, I don't want you to, I know that you don't feel comfortable. I was like, I think I found a way. But I think people are going to think I'm mad. So I can't have anything really to do with the hairdressing industry, because I'll be laughed at. And that self-doubt was always sitting there, because, our industry is so inclusive and so not inclusive as well. And you're always constantly, well, I know I'm always constantly questioning, am I good enough? So when I come back and started to play with plants with my clients and making my own shampoos, making my own styling products, I hid away. I hid because I thought people would laugh at me.
Whoa. Okay. And
You there?
how did you?
Sorry.
Yeah, your internet connection's going a bit funny. But Louise, tell me, so how did you get from hiding from people and thinking people were going to laugh to getting to where you are now?
Sorry, can you repeat that? My internet went off again.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. I've cut all this out. So you were just saying that you were hiding away when you were figuring all of this stuff out. So how did you go from a place of being afraid and feeling not ignored but secluded, and to go from there to being as open as you are now? Your Instagram is incredible, like the aesthetic and the way you push your products and everything now, just so eye-catching and heartwarming. And I'll just touch on it now and we'll talk about it later. There's a man called Horst that used to run Aveda. Are you familiar with him?
No.
Okay, I'm going to give you a really, really good book recommendation that you will love, about the guy who founded Aveda and brought it from where it was to like the heights that it's at now. And I think you'll absolutely love it. But
definitely.
Even just from speaking to you, the vibe that I'm getting from you is just so like, whoa, this is like almost like him reincarnated. It's cool.
Oh.
But anyway, we'll get into that later on. How did you go from feeling secluded in the industry to gaining the confidence to be like, this is my baby, I've made these products and this is why you guys should love them too?
Yeah, so that's down to Kai, I guess. So I'd never met Kai before, never met him, and he got in touch with I was approached by John Moores University to go in and do a workshop for students in the university, which was just blew my mind. It was like, uh, wow, that's amazing. And it was about their sustainability week. So I went and done a workshop and charged £3.50 a ticket and thought it was too much because I guess I never really thought that anyone would be interested in what I was doing. Um, and this amazing blogger, this sustainable fashion blogger called Elizabeth Whitley, she was doing a talk at the uni, and she come onto my little workshop and was absolutely made up. And she was posting videos on her Instagram. Kai followed Elizabeth, and then picked me up from there and got in touch, and invited me to go and do a workshop at the social in London. And I remember getting the message through. I was on my way to the beach. It must have been about 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. Kai's an early riser like me. And I remember looking at it and I remember thinking, absolutely not. There's just no way I can do that. That's just not where I want to be anymore, because I was so hurt by the hairdressing industry. And that's not like colleagues, that was just the brands that hurt me with the lies. Or not even lies, is it? It's just not being truthful, I guess, or giving us the dangers. So I said no, and then I got back from my walk with the dog, and I said to my husband, or a guy called Kai Wilson, who is, quite well known in the industry, he's asked me to go down to London and do a workshop like what I'd done for John Moores University. And my husband was like, "Are you going to do it?" And I was like, "No." So can you tell him, because I can't say no to anyone. And my husband does the business side of things of me, because I am like extremely dyslexic. So I was like, "I can't, you need to tell him no." And my husband was like, "No, I think you should do it. Like, I've had a little look at him and he's like quite different to other people in the industry. And if you were going to do it," and I was like, "I don't want to expose myself like that. I think I'll be laughed at because I'm not doing what everybody else is doing." And my husband Kai asked again. And my husband said, like, you're going to do it. Like, you need to show people what you're creating. So I agreed to do it reluctantly. And it was so it was booked in February for the May.
Yes, to your husband, by the way. But go on.
Yeah.
Sorry for it.
It was booked for the 30th of May, and then lockdown happened. And I'd only opened my salon 4 months previous. And I'd started it, well, I say I'd opened my salon, I'd started off as a mobile hairdresser, and then a month later I had to get like a studio because I couldn't drive around everywhere and say I was sustainable and be driving around in a car. And then I grew out, I had a little studio in like a marketplace in Liverpool, like a big warehouse. Grew out of that within 3 months. And then I went into the like L1 city centre because I needed more space for more clients that would just come in like in troves through the door. It was quite insane. And then lockdown hit, and I got worried basically because my salon was so new. I never had this clientele. I had followers coming, but I had clientele that was, just like they would have paid for that space, but I wasn't physically doing their hair. So I had to grow my clientele without physically touching anybody, which
Wow.
was like really. I guess I didn't really rest the last lockdown. I was just working every day on Instagram, because I thought I need to show. I've got no money basically. I'm going to lose everything I've just worked for, and no one's going to take this away from me. And I don't care if people laugh at me. I'm just going to have to turn off. So I just done live after live after live, showing people what I was, who I was, why I do and the way I done. I was just incredibly honest, from everything from being a mother to self-healing to mental health, to the lies that the industry tells, that it's giving the clients the power back basically. They'd been loyal to me and over the years, clients, and it was about time that hairdressers were loyal to the clients over lockdown. So I was quite outspoken, And I was quite outspoken about the salons that told people not to colour their hair. I was like, why? No, you absolutely can colour your hair, and I'll sit on Instagram and show you how to do it if you want. And I was going against everything that everybody was saying, because what people forgot, people were, in my eyes, or the salons were like about money, 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 and that's very important. But the world was going through a huge transitional shift, and people's mental health was through the roof. And we forgot that we are healers in all of that. So if we have the ability to make someone feel incredible by doing their hair, why would we not help them do their hair to self-heal at home? It just didn't make sense to me. So I think through my honesty and stuff, that's when people started to share my profile.
Louise, that was the most touching, like, oh wow, 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 wow. You were saying there that you felt like you were afraid of what people would say, and there was obviously like a bit of a lack of confidence there. I
Yeah.
feel like that has been totally replaced now. Like, even from just like as soon as you said hello, I got this like, whoa, she has got some confidence, and there's something that these products and this journey has obviously healed a little bit in you. Would you agree?
Yes, absolutely. I've never felt so comfortable in my job than I ever knew that I would. I think working the way I work in the salon that I want to work in has helped my confidence, and to see the response to, a guy like Kai sort of, saying, I want to be a part of what you're doing, who works with huge brands, has, TV commercials on the telly to actually back me, and like, it's going to be hard, but this is important, and I believe what you're saying. I think when people start saying stuff like that, then you realize that you're not a weirdo, or you're not that freak of a hairdresser, anymore. You're like, you're making a difference, and that's what we're here to do. We're here to make a difference. And I think the attraction is also having a conversation with my clients now that I want to have, that I'm incredibly passionate about, because of the salon that I am, or the brands that I'm trying to create. And all of that goes, working in an environment that you feel incredibly comfortable in, you will do your best work, and your mental health will be, helped. We help clients with their mental health a lot of the time. We are, we're listeners, but when you work in the right salon, you'll get the right person in to have that conversation that will benefit your mental health as well. So it's all round. If you're in a salon that you don't feel you sit well in, or you can't resonate, find a salon that's for you, because you don't have to be in a salon that doesn't suit your style. So that's what I done. I created that salon that I wanted to work in.
That is so spot on. And then on top of what you were saying there, I have been talking about this a lot lately, that like when you're in salon, sometimes you hear people saying like, oh, I can't believe your one's coming in, or I don't want to look after such and such. And I'm like, how do you guys have clients that you don't like? Like, I seem to love every single one of my clients.
Yeah, I do. And I call my clients my mates. Like, I'll go, oh, my mate, that some girl I know, my mate, and I think, God, she's not even a friend, she's a client, but she is a friend, isn't she? Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? She mightn't be a friend that I call, but I go for drinks with my clients and stuff like that.
I love that.
I I've been like, my clients will come in on a Saturday, and if my husband's gone to Cambridge, where he's from, to see his family, and I've got nothing to go, I go, should we go for a drink and something to eat? Because I work in that salon when my clients feel so comfortable coming to be able to do stuff like that with me.
That is
So,
brilliant.
but I have worked in a salon where, I didn't. I can understand when people say that. If someone was coming in and talking to me about Love Island, I haven't got a clue what Love Island is.
Yeah,
Like, that's just not. I'm far too old, and I'm only 36. But that's just not anything that will take, me on a conversation that I want to have. So I would have dreaded the client coming in if that was the conversation. Whereas, you know, a farmer comes in and I'm all over that shit.
I love it. I love it. Oh, Louise, like I adore how you can just feel the journey that you've gone on and the happiness that it's brought to you. And I'm
Yes.
so intrigued as to learn like how to do what you're doing. And we do not have enough time to go into everything that I want to know. So hopefully when we're finished this, we can sit down and have a proper chat
Yeah, yeah,
about how
definitely.
everything is being made.
Yeah,
Kai touched on a little thing there where he was saying that you guys went into the woods and you made a shampoo out of like 3 ingredients.
yeah.
Do you know what he was talking about?
Yeah. So we went to the Lake District where Kai's from. I'm only like an hour away from the Lake District in Liverpool. So we went away, and um, it's incredibly important for me to involve nature into our industry. Like I'm really, really passionate about it. And to prove how to do that, we shot a video and I taught Kai how to forage. And we foraged in the lakes and we found conkers and we found nettles and we found yarrow, and I made shampoo over a campfire that I then shampooed my hair with to prove how it worked and that it does work. And everything that I chose, everything that I make isn't just for the hair, it's for the scalp, it's for the physical body, and it's for the mind. And shampoo is something like really like that's my staple. Like I nail it. I love shampoo. Because yeah, this is a statistic for you. In 2018 to 2019, the UK alone bought nearly 500 million bottles of shampoo.
Whoa.
Yeah, a lot of
A
shampoo.
lot of plastic.
Yes, a hell of a lot of plastic, a lot of chemicals, and you know, I would say 90% of the population shampoo. People shampoo newborn babies, but what's in them shampoos are very, you know, dangerous chemicals. Um, Stuff like parabens or hormone altering chemicals. They're full of false estrogen. So when we put something onto our scalp, from a herbalist point of view, you know, there's a science point of view and a herbalist point of view, and I'm obviously on the herbalist side. That will enter your body, that will enter your bloodstream, because your scalp's not waterproof, neither is your skin. And it'll go through your hair follicles into your capillary system and flourish your body with whatever's in it. If people don't believe that, then there's no doubt that they can deny that one of the best ways to get something into your body is through vapor. And we all shampoo our hair in a hot bath or a hot shower, and there's vapor in that air, and we breathe it in. So whether the argument's there, whether it will go into the scalp or not and go into the body, we're getting it in another way.
Mm.
So why has there never been a shampoo with a higher purpose that enters our bloodstream but only flourishes us with vital vitamins that we all need and that we lack in, like magnesium? Most of the population is deficient in magnesium unless you're already supplementing, unless you're already onto this. But magnesium is responsible for so many things like muscle spasms, twitches, diabetes, anxiety, depression, fatigue, skin disorders. Magnesium is, if I ask anyone who's listening to this, just Google the magnesium deficiency and look at all of them things that it causes.
This is huge for me, Louise. I used to have insomnia for like 4 years, and
Yes.
after started supplementing with magnesium, like just like that, just fixed it. So that
Yeah.
is huge to me.
Yeah, and people say, oh, you'll get, your magnesium from your vegetables, and you will, but you won't get them as much as you think, because the land that we are using is farmed over and over and over and over and over. So, we have to supplement, and people who are against supplements, are like, oh, why should we have to have meat, fruit, and vegetables? Everything evolves. Plants evolve to their to their surroundings, to their environment. Animals evolve to their environment, but us humans think we're the most intelligent species in the land and that we don't have to, and we're ignorant to that, but we do. We have to evolve, and we are not getting these vitamins, and that's why we are getting sick. So if I can put magnesium into a shampoo and make a shampoo that is magnesium based with so many other benefits, why can I do that as a stylist? That's, you know, it's hard. I can do it, and there's magnesium in some shampoos, but not enough. There needs to be more. So I put magnesium into my shampoo, which, you know, it will go onto the body, and it'll go into the body, and then food grade products, and then we can then go in with scents to alter the mind from whatever it's feeling, whether it's feeling low or feeling too high. We can then, and then when we shampoo our hair, that scent will hit the vapor and we will breathe it in.
Wow.
So the shampoo becomes a higher purpose. So that's one of the shampoos that I make. And then there's another shampoo, which is the Conquer shampoo, which is normally made out of soap nuts. But, you know, and soap nuts are fantastic, and they grow in Indonesia and they grow in tropical climates. But to get soap nuts over to the UK is not very sustainable. So you can forage conkers when it comes around you, and then you can make a shampoo out of conkers, because conkers are the UK's version of soap nuts, if not better. And they are so, like, you know, free. They're everywhere at this time of the year.
There's such a nostalgic thing for me too. I don't know if you ever played this when you were a kid, but you ever like wrap a little string? Yeah, like when Kai told me that you were making shampoo out of them, I was like, this is the best thing.
Yeah. So you know, if you want to, you can wash your clothes with conkers. Conkers is nature's shampoo from the UK. So we went and got conkers, and then I went and got some stinging nettle, which stinging nettle is one of the best things that you could put into your body. It's high mineral and high vitamin content. Is like a stalk of nettle will outweigh 3 bags of spinach. It's insane. So we put the nettle in there, you know, for it's high in silica, so it's good for the hair. It's going to strengthen the hair. It's really good for psoriasis. So, you know, anyone who's got anything on the scalp, that's really going to be in there as well. And then we foraged yarrow, because it was yarrow season. So yarrow is one of them amazing herbs that everybody should just have. It's so healing. It's very warming. It's good for circulation. It's good for any bacterial problems. It's antiviral. It's antifungal. You know, so we've got the yarrow in there as well. And then we boiled it, and we cracked open the cells of these plants and extracted the medicinal properties out of it. And then we had with our conker in there as well, releasing the sap. I poured it over my hair, and it foams. It's not a good foam, but it foams, and it cleans your hair. So I'm not saying for 1 minute that we don't need the products in the industry that we've already got. I'm simply saying that we need to change, and we need to connect back to nature, because our hairdressers are suffering with anxiety and mental health like I've never seen before. It's a pandemic in our industry, because we're needing something else to, you know, we are bombarded with social media and perfect images from the day we start hairdressing, and everything has gone online, and our mental health as hairdressers has gone woof. And people are killing themselves. People are leaving the industry because they can't do it no more. They physically are on the floor. Their anxiety through the roof. They're scared of clients. By introducing nature, introducing this new look of what we can do, bringing people back to what they originally were, healers using the land, we could help a lot of people. So I'm not saying that other brands shouldn't exist and only mine. I'm definitely not saying that. I'm simply saying I have a place with my brand in a salon next to these other brands. Wow. And it's a spark a new interest to hairdressers that feel like I did once, disconnected from this shiny, glittery industry. I never felt disconnected in all my life. That's just not me. There's many of us out there, and I have a Patreon page where we talk about this. And there's other hairdressers out there that want to start exploring other avenues, that are bored. And this is a way to invoke a conversation that with a client that you want to talk to, or a fellow stylist, or a new education platform that's never, ever, ever been done before in our industry, ever.
Louise, we are going to need to do an episode 2. There is no way that you're getting out of this that easy. We are going to have to do a second episode. I'm enthralled with this. So, look, we could go down a giant rabbit hole here, but I do want to save it because, like, I'm not even asking you. I'm telling you, we're having an episode 2. I do want to ask you, just to round things up, what do you want for the future of the industry?
I want hairdressers to unite and stand together and say, we have had enough of these toxic chemicals that we have to deal with. Tell us the truth. Reduce the packaging. Do more. Take your power back as a salon. Take your power back. As a stylist, go take your power back and work more with the clients and see what the clients want, because that's where I am here today talking to you, because I give my clients what they wanted and ignored the brands.
Perfect.
That's what I would want.
We're going to big time divulge into what you just said there on part 2. So look, we're just after hitting like 30-40 minutes there.
Yeah.
I want to ask you, so I've started just asking everybody this, and you're a vegan, so this is a good question to ask you. You're on death row.
Okay.
And you're about to get your last meal.
Yes. Okay.
What are you going to eat?
A roast dinner, a veggie roast dinner.
A veggie roast dinner?
Yeah. I love vegetables and gravy and mint sauce.
Unreal. Right off the bat too, you didn't even have to think about it.
Yeah, roast dinner all day long. I'm northern. But I love me potatoes. I'm half Irish.
Unreal. I love it. Louise, thank you so much. You're
welcome. Thank you for having me.
Thoroughly enjoyed it. And
thank you.
Like I said, we're doing a part 2 no matter what. So look, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Really,
See you soon.
really appreciate it. See you soon.